After the age of 50, one of the biggest shifts in the body is how it handles protein. What used to be enough to maintain muscle mass and energy in your 30s or 40s no longer cuts it. The body becomes less efficient at processing amino acids, the building blocks of protein, which means you start losing muscle faster, a process called sarcopenia. This gradual decline in muscle isn't just a cosmetic issue. It affects your metabolism, joint health, bone strength, and even brain function. Many people over 50 mistakenly reduce their protein intake, thinking it's easier on the kidneys or that they don't need as much because they're less active. The truth is the opposite. You actually need more high-quality protein as you age to preserve lean muscle and keep your metabolism strong. Muscle is metabolically active tissue. It burns calories even when you're resting and plays a vital role in regulating blood sugar. When you lose muscle, you lose insulin sensitivity, and that can lead to higher insulin levels, more fat storage, and faster aging. The body starts to shift toward catabolism, breaking down tissue instead of building it up. This makes you weaker, slower to recover, and more prone to injuries. But when you supply your body with the right kind of protein, you can turn this around. The key is focusing on quality over quantity. Whole food proteins like eggs, wild-caught fish, grass-fed beef, and pasture-raised poultry provide a complete amino acid profile that your body can actually use for repair and regeneration. Eggs are one of the most nutrient-dense proteins you can eat. They contain all 9 essential amino acids along with vitamins A, D, E, and B12, plus choline for brain health. Many people fear eggs because of cholesterol, but dietary cholesterol has very little impact on blood cholesterol. In fact, the body uses cholesterol to build hormones, cell membranes, and vitamin D. Grass-fed beef offers not just protein, but also conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, which helps burn fat and fight inflammation. Wild-caught salmon provides omega-3 fats that work synergistically with protein to reduce inflammation and support brain and heart function. Protein timing also becomes important. When you're doing intermittent fasting, your eating window might be smaller, so you need to make every meal count. Each meal should contain a substantial amount of protein, ideally between 25 to 40 grams, depending on your size and activity level. This stimulates muscle protein synthesis, which is the process of rebuilding and maintaining lean tissue. Many older adults consume too little protein at breakfast, which sets them up for fatigue and cravings later in the day. Starting your first meal with eggs, avocado, and some high-quality protein sets the tone for steady energy and mental clarity throughout the day. Digestive changes also play a role. After 50, stomach acid and digestive enzymes decrease, making it harder to break down and absorb protein efficiently. This can lead to bloating, discomfort, or even nutrient deficiencies over time. Supporting digestion with apple cider vinegar or betaine hydrochloride before protein-rich meals can help restore proper acid levels in the stomach, allowing proteins to be broken down into amino acids more effectively. Adequate magnesium, zinc, and B vitamins are also needed for proper protein metabolism. Without them, even the best diet won't deliver results. It's also important to avoid low-quality protein sources that contribute to inflammation and oxidative stress. Processed meats, protein bars with artificial ingredients, and cheap soy isolates can burden the liver and digestive system. The goal isn't just to hit a protein number. It's to nourish the body with clean, natural, bioavailable sources that contain the cofactors and nutrients your cells need to thrive. Collagen and bone broth are also excellent additions for older adults. Unlike glucose, which spikes insulin and causes energy crashes, MCTs are converted into ketones, an alternative energy source that enhances mental clarity, stabilizes blood sugar, and reduces oxidative damage. When you replace sugar and refined carbs with healthy fats, your metabolism shifts from being sugar-dependent to fat-adapted. This process, known as ketosis, allows your body to burn stored fat for fuel and produce energy more efficiently. After 50, becoming fat-adapted is incredibly important because it reduces insulin resistance, which is at the root of most age-related diseases, including diabetes, heart disease, and even Alzheimer's. The brain, in particular, benefits from fat metabolism. B. Studies show that people who consume higher levels of healthy fats and lower levels of refined carbs experience slower cognitive decline, better memory, and more stable moods. Another benefit of healthy fats is their role in protecting cell membranes and reducing oxidative stress. Fats act as insulation and protection for your cells, preventing toxins and free radicals from causing damage. Omega-3 fats help maintain fluidity in the cell membrane, allowing nutrients to enter and waste to leave efficiently. Without enough good fat, cells become rigid and inflamed, leading to accelerated aging, poor skin elasticity, and reduced energy production. This is why people who include more healthy fats in their diet often notice glowing skin, sharper thinking, and a stronger immune system. After 50, digestion and bile production can slow down, which affects how well you absorb fat. The liver produces bile, which helps emulsify fats so they can be digested. If bile flow is sluggish, often due to a history of low-fat diets, liver congestion, or gallbladder issues, you may experience bloating, gas, or indigestion after eating fatty food. Supporting bile flow naturally with foods like beets, bitter greens, apple cider vinegar, or bile salts can dramatically improve fat digestion. When your liver and gallbladder work efficiently, you can absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, nutrients that are essential for bone strength, vision, immunity, and heart health. Vitamin D, for instance, plays a massive role in aging and longevity, but it needs fat to be absorbed. The same goes for vitamin K2, which directs calcium to your bones instead of your arteries. Without healthy fats, you can eat nutrient-rich foods yet still remain deficient. Fat acts as the delivery system that transports these vitamins into your cells. This is why people who eat low-fat diets often struggle with brittle bones, weak immunity, and premature skin aging despite eating well. Eating enough fat also helps regulate appetite and stabilize energy. When you consume healthy fats, they slow down digestion, keeping you full and satisfied for hours. This naturally reduces cravings and overeating, which in turn supports weight management. Contrast that with low-fat diets that cause blood sugar spikes, constant hunger, and energy crashes. When insulin stays balanced and you're fueled by fat, the body feels calm and nourished rather than inflamed and depleted. Healthy fats also support mitochondrial function. Mitochondria are the tiny powerhouses inside your cells that generate energy. They rely on fat to create ATP, the molecule that fuels every biological process. As you age, mitochondrial efficiency declines, but providing them with high-quality fat helps maintain their performance. This means better endurance, faster recovery, and more youthful energy levels. The shift from fearing fat to embracing it is one of the most important mindset changes you can make after 50. It's not about eating more fat for the sake of it. It's about eating the right kinds of fat that the body recognizes as fuel, protection, and nourishment. However, zinc should be balanced with copper, since taking too much zinc over time can lower copper levels, leading to fatigue or anemia. These nutrients don't work in isolation. They support and enhance each other. For instance, magnesium helps activate vitamin D, while vitamin D improves calcium absorption, and vitamin K2 ensures calcium ends up in the bones. Zinc supports the production of stomach acid, which in turn improves the absorption of magnesium and other minerals. When one nutrient is missing, it disrupts multiple pathways in the body, creating a cascade of imbalances that show up as fatigue, joint pain, poor sleep, or memory issues. The food system today compounds the problem. Modern agriculture has depleted the soil of minerals, meaning that even organic produce contains fewer nutrients than it did decades ago. Combined with processed foods, refined sugar, and medications that interfere with absorption, it's easy to see why deficiencies are so widespread. People over 50 often need to be proactive about supplementing, but not blindly. The key is understanding how nutrients interact. Taking high doses of a single vitamin without balance can backfire, but combining synergistic nutrients like D3 and K2 or magnesium and potassium creates harmony in the body. Lifestyle also affects nutrient levels. Chronic stress, alcohol, caffeine, and certain medications all deplete magnesium and zinc. Lack of sunlight lowers vitamin D. Poor digestion from low stomach acid or gallbladder issues reduces absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like D and K. This means that addressing these deficiencies isn't only about taking supplements, it's also about improving digestion, reducing inflammation, and eating nutrient-dense, whole foods that the body recognizes. Correcting micronutrient deficiencies can transform how you feel and function. Energy rises, mood stabilizes, bones strengthen, and inflammation decreases. It's like giving your body the raw materials it has been missing to repair itself. Aging isn't just about time, it's about nutrient loss. When the body is replenished with what it truly needs, the signs of aging slow down, and the systems that once struggled begin to work in harmony again. One of the most powerful ways to slow aging and restore vitality after 50 is by controlling insulin through fasting. Most people over the age of 50 grew up believing that eating small, frequent meals throughout the day would keep their metabolism active and prevent hunger. But science now shows the opposite is true. Constant eating keeps insulin levels high, and insulin is the hormone most responsible for aging. So that high insulin doesn't just store fat. It blocks fat burning, triggers inflammation, and speeds up cellular damage. When insulin stays elevated, your body never gets a break from digesting food, and this constant state of feeding prevents the natural repair mechanisms that keep you young. When you eat, insulin rises to move glucose from your blood into your cells for energy. If you eat every few hours, insulin never gets the chance to drop, which leads to insulin resistance. The cells stop responding properly to insulin, forcing the pancreas to make even more of it. This high insulin environment causes weight gain around the midsection, joint stiffness, and brain fog. It also drives up inflammation and oxidative stress, two key drivers of aging. Intermittent fasting works by lowering insulin, giving your body the time it needs to switch from burning sugar to burning fat. This metabolic flexibility is what allows your body to repair, clean up damaged cells, and generate new, more efficient ones. When you stop eating for several hours, your body begins a process called autophagy. This is like a built-in recycling system, where the body removes damaged proteins, weak mitochondria, and old cells. It's the body's natural anti-aging mechanism. Autophagy keeps cells young and functioning properly. However, this process only turns on when insulin is low, which means it doesn't happen when you eat all day long. By extending the time between meals, say, fasting for 16 hours and eating within an 8-hour window, you give your body the opportunity to clean house and rebuild. Over time, this dramatically improves energy, mental clarity, and longevity. People over 50 often notice that their metabolism has slowed down. Fat loss becomes more difficult. This is usually not because the metabolism is broken, but because the body is stuck in sugar-burning mode. Fasting retrains your body to burn fat efficiently again. Once insulin drops, fat stores become available for energy, and the liver begins producing ketones. Ketones are a cleaner, more efficient fuel for the brain and body. They reduce inflammation, stabilize mood, and prevent the energy crashes that come from fluctuating blood sugar levels. Many people experience sharper focus, improved memory, and steady energy throughout the day when they begin Fasting. One of the biggest misconceptions about fasting is that it slows metabolism or leads to muscle loss. In reality, short-term fasting boosts growth hormone and preserves lean muscle mass. Growth hormone is essential for repairing tissues, maintaining muscle, and burning fat. After 50, natural growth hormone levels decline, which contributes to muscle loss and fat accumulation. Fasting naturally raises growth hormone without the need for medication or supplements. Combined with a nutrient-rich diet when you do eat, especially one with enough high-quality protein and healthy fats, fasting helps you maintain strength while reducing excess fat. Another benefit of fasting is improved insulin sensitivity. When the body becomes sensitive to insulin again, it needs less of it to manage blood sugar. This reduces the stress on the pancreas and lowers the risk of metabolic diseases like type 2 diabetes, fatty liver, and heart disease. Lower insulin also means lower inflammation and oxidative damage throughout the body. The brain in particular benefits from this, as high insulin and high glucose are strongly linked to cognitive decline and conditions like Alzheimer's disease, often referred to as type 3 diabetes. Fasting also helps reset hunger hormones. When you eat frequently, ghrelin, the hormone that triggers hunger, becomes unbalanced. You end up feeling hungry even when your body doesn't need fuel. Fasting restores the natural rhythm of hunger and fullness, helping you recognize true hunger again. And over time, your appetite becomes more stable, cravings disappear, and your body learns to regulate itself without constant snacking or willpower. This shift creates long-term freedom from food dependence and emotional eating, which are major barriers to maintaining health after 50. There are many ways to approach fasting, and it doesn't have to be extreme. Starting with a simple 12-hour fast overnight and gradually extending it to 14 or 16 hours can bring noticeable benefits. The key is to stay hydrated and ensure your meals contain nutrient-dense foods, good proteins, healthy fats, and plenty of vegetables. During the fasting window, black coffee, tea, or water with electrolytes can help maintain energy and prevent dehydration. Fasting also supports the mitochondria, the tiny powerhouses inside your cells. Mitochondrial dysfunction is one of the hallmarks of aging. By lowering insulin and reducing oxidative stress, fasting allows the mitochondria to repair themselves and generate energy more efficiently. This leads to better physical endurance, mental clarity, and resilience against age-related decline. The process of fasting essentially turns on survival genes that protect cells from damage, increase stress resistance, and extend lifespan. When you allow your body to spend more time in a fasted state, it becomes less dependent on external food sources and more capable of tapping into stored energy. This not only helps maintain a healthy weight, but also enhances cellular health, brain performance, and longevity. Fasting is not about deprivation. It's about giving your body time to heal, regenerate, and operate at its full potential. After 50, when hormones shift and metabolism slows, intermittent fasting becomes one of the most effective and natural tools for reversing the biological clock and promoting graceful, healthy aging. As the body ages, it begins to lose its ability to retain water and minerals effectively, leading to a hidden but serious problem: chronic dehydration and electrolyte imbalance. Most people assume they just need to drink more water, but hydration is not only about water intake. It's about the balance of minerals that allow water to move in and out of cells efficiently. Without proper electrolytes, water passes through the body without truly hydrating the tissue. This imbalance is one of the silent drivers of fatigue, muscle weakness, dizziness, and even accelerated aging after 50. The body's cells depend on key minerals like sodium, potassium, and magnesium to maintain electrical charge and fluid balance. As these minerals decline, so does cellular function, and the symptoms of aging become more noticeable. After 50, the kidneys become less efficient at conserving sodium, which increases water loss through urination. Many people try to compensate by drinking more water, but if that water is plain and low in minerals, it can actually dilute electrolytes further. This leads to a paradoxical effect where you drink plenty of water but still feel tired, foggy, or dehydrated. Sodium, often seen as the enemy, is actually essential in the right balance. It helps maintain blood volume, nerve function, and muscle contraction. When sodium levels drop too low, it can cause lightheadedness, muscle cramps, and even heart rhythm disturbances. The key is not avoiding salt, but choosing the right kind. Natural mineral-rich salts, like sea salt or Himalayan salt, rather than refined table salt. Potassium is another crucial mineral that declines with age and poor diet. It works in opposition to sodium to maintain fluid balance inside and outside the cells. While sodium keeps fluid in the bloodstream, potassium draws it into the cells, hydrating tissues at a deeper level. When potassium levels are low, cells become dehydrated, the heart rhythm becomes irregular, and blood pressure rises. High potassium intake from foods like avocados, leafy greens, and salmon helps maintain a healthy blood pressure and supports the electrical activity that keeps the heart beating rhythmically. Unfortunately, the modern diet, heavy in processed foods and low in fresh vegetables, is severely lacking in potassium. The imbalance between too much sodium from processed food and too little potassium from whole food is a major factor behind hypertension, fatigue, and poor muscle function in older adults. Magnesium ties this balance together and is often called the master mineral because it supports over 300 biochemical reactions in the body. It helps muscles relax after they contract, supports nerve communication, and plays a major role in energy production. Low magnesium can cause muscle twitches, insomnia, anxiety, and irregular heartbeats. It also worsens the effects of low potassium because both minerals work together inside the cells. As people age, stress, medications, and poor gut absorption all deplete magnesium. Replenishing it through magnesium-rich foods or supplements can restore calmness, improve sleep, and reduce muscle tension. 3 things most people over 50 desperately need. Electrolyte loss isn't only caused by aging, it's also driven by common habits like drinking coffee, alcohol, or sugary beverages. These act as diuretics, increasing water loss and further depleting minerals. Exercise, hot weather, or sauna use also increase electrolyte demand, especially if you sweat heavily. Low acid prevents the proper breakdown of protein and minerals, allowing undigested food to ferment in the stomach, which causes gas and discomfort. It also means fewer nutrients like zinc, magnesium, calcium, and B vitamins are absorbed. These deficiencies then show up as weak muscles, brittle bones, low energy, and poor cognitive performance. Supporting stomach acid production with apple cider vinegar or betaine hydrochloride before meals can help restore digestion and improve nutrient uptake. Digestive enzymes produced by the pancreas also decrease with age. These enzymes are essential for breaking down fats, carbohydrates, and proteins into absorbable components. Without enough enzymes, even a healthy meal can leave you feeling bloated or heavy. The undigested food feeds harmful bacteria in the gut, which produce toxins that damage the intestinal lining. Supplementing with digestive enzymes or eating enzyme-rich foods like papaya, pineapple, and fermented vegetables can help relieve digestive strain and restore balance. When your body can efficiently break down food, you experience more energy, less inflammation, and better absorption of vitamins and minerals that keep your tissues youthful. The gut microbiome plays a central role in how the body ages. Inside your intestines live trillions of microorganisms that produce essential compounds, including short-chain fatty acids, which reduce inflammation, strengthen the intestinal wall, and support immune function. As you age, stress, processed foods, antibiotics, and low-fiber diets reduce the diversity of these microbes. This imbalance, known as dysbiosis, leads to leaky gut syndrome, where the intestinal barrier becomes permeable, allowing toxins and undigested food particles to enter the bloodstream. This triggers systemic inflammation, which is one of the main drivers of chronic diseases like arthritis, heart disease, and cognitive decline. Restoring the gut microbiome through fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir, and plain yogurt helps replenish beneficial bacteria. These foods also provide natural enzymes and nutrients that promote a healthy gut environment. Probiotics are particularly valuable for older adults. They help crowd out harmful bacteria, enhance nutrient absorption, and produce vitamins such as B12 and K2. However, probiotics work best when paired with prebiotics, fibers found in foods like garlic, onions, asparagus, and green bananas that feed good bacteria. This combination helps rebuild microbial diversity and supports digestion naturally. A balanced gut flora also improves serotonin production, which regulates mood and sleep. Nearly 90% of serotonin is made in the gut, so when the microbiome is healthy, you not only digest better, but also feel calmer and more focused. The gut-brain connection is another critical aspect of aging. The vagus nerve, which connects the brain and the digestive system, constantly sends signals in both directions. When the gut is inflamed or imbalanced, it can trigger anxiety, brain fog, and even depression. Many people think their cognitive decline is purely age-related, but much of it can be traced back to poor gut health and inflammation. By improving digestion, supporting beneficial bacteria, and reducing gut irritation, mental clarity and mood often improve dramatically. The gut literally communicates with the brain through chemical messengers produced by microbes, meaning that a healthy gut leads to a sharper, more stable mind. Inflammation in the gut doesn't just stay there. It spreads throughout the body, accelerating skin aging and joint deterioration. A leaky or inflamed gut allows toxins into the bloodstream, which burden the liver and immune system. This can lead to skin issues like dryness, redness, and premature wrinkles. Healing the gut from within can often clear the skin without the need for expensive creams or medications. Collagen and bone broth are particularly useful here, as they provide amino acids like glycine and proline that repair the intestinal lining while supporting skin and joint elasticity. Fiber is another powerful yet overlooked tool for gut health. It feeds beneficial bacteria, promotes regular bowel movements, and removes toxins from the body. However, many people over 50 consume far less fiber than needed. The goal should be to get fiber from natural sources such as vegetables, seeds, and low-sugar fruits rather than processed grains. Adequate fiber intake keeps the colon clean, stabilizes blood sugar, and supports detoxification, which collectively slow the aging process. Hydration also plays a role in gut health. Dehydration makes it difficult for the intestines to move waste efficiently, leading to constipation and toxin buildup. Drinking enough mineral-rich water supports smooth digestion and keeps the mucosal lining of the intestines intact, which is essential for maintaining a strong gut barrier. A healthy gut is truly the foundation of longevity. When digestion is strong and the microbiome is balanced, nutrients are absorbed efficiently, inflammation decreases, and the body enters a state of repair instead of constant stress. Energy increases, skin glows, immunity strengthens, and the mind becomes clearer. Caring for the gut is one of the most effective anti-aging strategies because it influences every other system in the body, turning nutrition into vitality and resilience at any age.